んだ憂いが飛び交う中で失い膝をつく道化。あの蝶は自由になれたかな。情熱は孤独と燃える。自分に興味なんかない白黒返す言葉裏表常識とかいう偏見を編み込み明暗を分かつマジョリティ天才を演じてるんばっか
Hello, everybody. Am I unmuted? I hope I am. But yeah, here we are for the probably the most anticipated match of round of 16, Seed 8 versus Seed 9. Here we are, Canada versus Poland. This is a match that I think everyone has been waiting for. It is the closest matchup of this round. And these players are incredibly close during their qualifiers performances, honestly. I was looking at the scores earlier to help my team out, but um both teams are performed very similarly in qualifiers, and honestly, I can't really tell what is a better pick for either of these teams. Um of course, introducing the rosters once again. Poland, we have Kasabe, Adik, Itness, Kratuba, Propili, Quiva, Quinty, and Tianling. Canada, we have Harold, Thalba, Femboy Nixie, Groggles, Isaac, Kadori, Magic Mirror, and Toro. All of these players, I think, are pretty well known, especially Kasabe, Kratuba, Propili. Both have been performing quite well. Tianling, of course. Can't forget about Tianling. But all of them have been performing quite well on the side of Poland. Canada, of course, you have the star players in Harold and Kadori, as well as everybody else. I am really just stalling. Do we have the bans out? Let me see. And it seems Canada has gone for an HR2 protect.
Yes, the protector HR2 from Canada and Poland protector
And
DT1.
Poland with DT1.
Yeah, also they can hear me, by the way. Oh, well.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
Well, disappeared. It's muted right now, so the voice is talking.
Backup commentary, the voices are talking.
What's in your head on being cut? Also, yeah, that's a hidden one ban by Canada, by the way.
Okay, an HD1 ban coming out from Canada. Understandably so. I think Poland was very strong on that HD1 during qualifiers, especially compared to Canada's scores, which were on the lower side, lower end of things for their seeding. And we do see Fremont 2 being banned out, understandably so. Their qualifier scores with the double easy FCs for Canada was pretty hard to beat.
I mean, this is true, Aquatic, but also, I think this free mod 2 in this pool is a lot harder on the easy compared to the qualifiers free mod 1. I think, you know, that map is very playable on easy if you have some competent easy players, but you know, I don't know if this ban actually feels as correct to me because I don't think Canada would be running that many easies compared to quals. But I don't know, maybe Canada just likes easy that much. And we do see the DT1 insta-pick from Poland, picking their Protect first even, which I mean, the Protect itself is also like kind of strange to me actually, because this DT1 has been a very, very high scoring map across all the matches we've seen across round of 16 so far. It's a very, very comfortable and like very standard DT1 aim map. It is an old map, so like some of the patterning is quite strange, but at the end of the day, we've been seeing, you know, 4-ways, 3-ways, very, very high scoring maps. And this map is just going to be about how well your players can perform on the day. Just not finding any bricks at all and just ensuring that you have good accuracy. So, you know, first picking this as a matchup between two very, very strong teams seems incredibly, you know, bold to me even. So I'm interested to see, like, you know, what goes on in this map then.
I mean, certainly you're right, Will. This is a very, very consistency based map, but I do believe there is some like jump scare patterns that can catch people off guard here and there during the middle of the maps, which can score cap a lot of people if you do get caught on those patterns. Then again, with when you talked about picking into something kind of consistency, kind of like FC or lose based right off the bat, I can see the argument to picking this first, just to get those nerves out, you know, like right off the bat. Because, like, your first picks, honestly, not really going to matter too much. You don't really want to have to resort to these more high-intensive mental-based picks when you're more into the match. So, say, like, 3-2 or 3-3. Like, when the stakes are now up. Like, if you lose this, you're on match point. That kind of stuff, it is not good to pick into these consistencies. So, I mean, this could be understandable for Poland. And their performances on this during qualifiers have been pretty strong. I believe seeding in the top 10s, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that is true. And I mean, Canada do seem to be a little bit weaker on DT if you compare the qualifier scores, but we are going to be getting into this DT one right now. Applause by Lady Gaga. And yeah, just your bog standard in map, old patterns, some really weird patterns in the Kia actually, but you know, this is just going to be a test of consistency. And we do just see a first break there on the side of Canada from Isaac13, but it's treated immediately after by Cuba. But the score is on the side of Poland right now, just based off the accuracy lead. You see, you know, Falba and Isaac down at 94, 93% accuracy, which is giving Poland quite a significant score lead. And, you know, at the end of the day, that might be what makes the difference between winning and losing this point.
Indeed, the score is bouncing back and forth between 70k and 80k right now. It is still 3-3 FCs. The combo advantage is on the side of Canada with Isaac missing earlier. But the accuracy from Kretuba, the SS that just been dropped, nonetheless, and a combo break. Oh my god. There goes the FC, but Kidori trades right away. It's once again 2-2 FCs.
The score lead is getting even closer now as we get into the first of the tricky KIs, and that circle pattern catches a lot of players off guard for Brace across the board, and it is just Itness versus Harold in a 1v1 on those FCs now. There is not any combo on any other player right now, and the score lead is 30k going into this last ki here. One of those circle patterns will appear again, so let's see which one of these players get caught out by it.
Let's find that. Harold is going to take it right over 50k immediately. The score lead was already teetering on the edge of flipping over, and with that miss, Harold definitely takes it over 200k with going into the end of this map. I think Canada does take this right over.
Absolutely right. Harold going to be closing it out with the FC, and you know, Canada solidly winning that point by almost 500k there. And like, honestly, this seems like quite a low score from both of these teams. I'm not gonna lie. I think we've seen much higher scores even from like much lower seeded teams. So I think it is a little bit surprising to see only one FC across all 8 players for this map, but you know, maybe it is just first map nerves, and with a map like this that requires you to be like so consistent, maybe it's not too surprising that a lot of people are finding breaks on those, like especially the circle pattern. You know, that pattern is really easy to find a miss on if you're not careful.
Indeed, and Poland starting off the match not quite exactly where they want themselves to be. Right off the bat, taking a break point. I mean, let's see how Canada responds with this. That was a very gambly consistency map. So
yeah.
perhaps.
Yeah, I mean, the pool is still wide open. Canada, you know, having secured that break point to start, you know, they could really go with anything here. I think maybe they could lean into that sort of consistency, given that they did win that DT1 by a huge margin. And I think there are plenty of maps in that pool, like, you know, the No Mod 1, the Free Mod 1, DT3 even as well. But I think it makes more sense, I think, just to go with what you're strong at. And I think what Canada is like especially strong at compared to Poland might be that hard rock 1. But actually Canada go with I think that is a No Mod 5, if I'm reading that correctly. Interesting pick here. this No Mod 5 is going to be your sort of reading-y, gimmicky map, which I think is, a little bit surprising as a pick, given how, if you compare, for example, the qualifiers hidden 2 scores, these are all, like, very, very close, and the maps are sort of similar in a sense, but I don't know, Cardi, any thoughts on this No Mod 5 pick? What do you think Canada might be thinking at this moment?
This map sounds like more gimmicky, correct? If I do remember.
Yep, it is our reading gimmick of the pool.
I mean, this year Canada is quite prominent on those gimmicky picks. So, I mean, especially with Nixie being here, the prime gimmick player on the side of Canada, they could be going for that gimmick abuse route.
I mean, I don't know though. Like, Poland is definitely no slacker when it comes to gimmick. I mean, like their free mod score obviously is not as good compared to the free mod 1 score from Quells is obviously not as good compared to Canada. But like, I wouldn't consider that a super like strong test of gimmick. And I think, like, given how close the the hidden 2 scores are, sorry, I'm unsure what to think of this map. I do think it is certainly slightly different to the calls into in that most of it is just knowing how to read the gimmicks. There's just hints in the new combos and the spacing that tells you how to read it properly. But I don't know. I think this is a very interesting first pick from Canada, for sure. But
Yeah, I mean, similarly to Poland, I guess, going off of more of those qual scores, Canada has had an advantage during qualifiers on those gimmicky picks, and this is certainly one of them. But we do see Groggles being missing from Team Canada's roster. That could be quite a hit to their gimmick abilities, considering that was one of their top gimmick performers during qualifiers.
And yeah, we're gonna be getting into this No Mod 5 right here. And I think, one thing to immediately notice is there is like a significant difference in scores based on accuracies, based on how comfortable they are. But immediately into the opening, there are 3 breaks on the side of Canada, and it's only matched by 2 on the side of Poland, which should flip the score lead over any second now. And yes, it does flip. But I think, it is quite clear to see that Canada have a general, like, better comfort on this map. Cuba is the only player on Team Poland with, like, any good accuracy. Meanwhile, we have, like, Isaac 13 and Kaidori both up there at a very solid 96% ag. And I think that low-key is going to be something that makes the difference on this type of map. It is, like, quite easy to FC. Ooh, and Cuba, the one of the 2 remaining FCs for Poland, going down there. So it is just Kasabe versus Kaidori, but Canada has a supporting combo, so it's going to be quite a significant score lead now for Canada going into the last section of this map.
Indeed, even though Poland was able to hold on to double FC for most of the map, it has not brought the score lead over at all. And with the supporting combo and the one still holding FC on the side of Kaidori, the score lead is just going to fly over to the side of Canada. And with this map ending, I don't think there's any chance of Poland coming back.
Oh, absolutely.
And it seems Canada is going to take a very comfortable early lead on this match, 2-0.
I mean, that is an absolutely incredible score gap there, 500k. And I think, I think part of that is just because Poland, if they were able to combo for much longer, they could have made up for like the accuracy deficit they had on those players. But like, given that they just weren't able to hold, and Kasabe's FC even then was significantly lower accuracy than Kaidori's, just just wouldn't be enough to bring the score lead back at all.
Yeah, and here we go once again into one of those more aim-based not gimmicky, sorry, consistency-based maps. 3mod1.
Yep, this free mod 1, Poland again, going into that sort of consistency, sort of aimy, and also easier maps of the pool, which, you know, a little bit surprising given how DT1 worked out for them. But, you know, we never know, I guess. Maybe they're feeling much better on this sort of map. I do think this free mod 1 is definitely one of the easier maps in the pool, like the DT1. We've seen some very, very insane team scores, you know, almost like four-way, like almost SSs almost. So we've been seeing like 3.8, 3.9 teams, 3.9 mils team scores on this. And it is one of those easier maps of the pool. It is really just a test of how all your players are on the respective mods. And, you know, it's an interesting pick from Poland, I have to say, compared to that DT1.
Yeah, I mean, okay. I think what Poland's thinking here is, because in my opinion, Poland has the advantage on the hidden picks compared to Canada, and the free mod pick could be more so like getting all of those mods coming in, and because Poland has those like 1-2 really, really strong players on each of those mods, free mod is exactly the kind of thing that you want when your team is structured in that way, right? Because you can get your like best players on those mods on the exact mods they want on these free mod picks. And when that happens, it's like it's just a basis of comfortability, especially on something like free mod 1, which is consistency based. Like any breaks from Canada could result in losing this point to Poland.
I think one thing I want to point out is that this map is like comfortable on all of the mods, and that includes easy. And we do see Nixie coming in for the side of Canada, so I'm interested to see whether Nixie decides to take easy on this, because it is very, very simple on easy. The patterns are all like not overlapping at all, and if you're a comfortable easy player like Nixie, I think, you know, easy is a valid mod to take. However, on a map like this, I'm actually not sure, because easy obviously caps your score. The multiplier is only 1.8. So by taking easy, you are capping your team score. And when the team scores are so high, especially for these two like strong, high-seeded teams, you know, easy is quite a gamble if you end up taking it. But I don't know, maybe they're just going to roll with a standard Hiddens and Hard Rocks lineup.
Yeah, probably. I mean, last time around, the easy players were Femboy Nixie and Groggles, and with Groggles not being here, it seems, perhaps we won't see a double easy pick from Canada this time around. Although Canada was able to do really well last week on those free mods by giga overmodding that pick. And maybe we'll see that once again come out from Herald and Kidori, considering I do know that they are pretty comfortable on those higher SR. And with the SR only being 4.7 on no mod on this map, it is hard for me to see those two going with the no mod picks.
But yeah, we should get into the map very shortly. Not too sure what's happening there. I mean, yeah, as you've mentioned, counterability is the name of the game here, and you just need to make sure you are just so comfortable on this map, because any break, honestly, a single break is probably going to decide the outcome of this map.
Indeed. And we are waiting on these players to ready up.
I believe we see the good
Look,
luck.
half funds are coming out. Here we go. Into this no mod, into this free mod one, sorry. Bancho issues. as
Oh,
we
man.
get into
That's it.
this map.
And yeah, this 3mod1, we're gonna get into it right now. This 3mod1, sort of an awkward aim test, and actually, Nixie taking the easy on this, a very, very bold choice. I mean, we did mention before that it does cap your score, so if Poland are able to clutch out the 4-way FC, then Canada just instantly loses no matter how well they perform. And it does seem like Poland are going to take that early score advantage. 3 SSs even on the side of them.
I mean, I know you've mentioned that taking easy will score cap us, but we do see Kadori with the overmod with HDHR that could offset some of that score capness that comes from picking easy.
Yeah, and we're gonna get into this first KI here. The square aim jumps should be no problem for these players, but it's just going to be a matter of who finds that first break. All of these players look so comfortable on this map. Like, those accuracies are incredible. Those hard rock players are just matching each other, and you know, the score lead is just ever so slightly in the favor of Poland now, just because of that like offsetted easy multiplier.
Yeah, I'm not sure if this score lead is accounting for the easy multiplier.
I believe so, but
It does. Okay, then. I mean, still, this is a 4-way FC. We still do see an SS and a 100, 200 from Kasabe and Kuba. That is nothing to scoff at from Team Poland. And Canada's really going to have to pray that they find some sort of misses or just accuracy drops in general from Poland, and that's exactly what they needed. Quinty, the HR player that has been struggling to hold on to the same accuracies that his teammates have been holding on to, has found the first miss in this map 2/3 of the way in. And that is going to take the score lead over to Canada right about now, 13k, 14k. It is teetering on the edge, but Herald trades! Oh my god.
That is not what you want to see if you're on Canada's side right now. I mean, Harold also found the break slightly later, so I think that's going to like cap his score a bit harder than Kenty's score. And you know, Nixie still with the score cap because of that easy, and we're going to need to see a break in this very, very last section of the map. But you know, it is still fully open if anyone is able to find that break, but it's going to need to be soon. The score lead is still ever so close, only 100k. But Kaidori is the one to find the break, unfortunately. And that is just maybe game over for Canada. Magic Mirror also finds the break. And the score lead is just going to skyrocket towards the side of Poland now. 3FC still holding strong, and Kenty on the pretty solid recovery combo. And that is just going to close out this 3mod1 for the side of Poland. An absolutely solid pick. I mean, look at that 500k score lead. A very, very solid win for the side of Poland.
A SS from Cuba on that no mod. What an incredible performance from Poland right here. 3-1 mills on a map that is not DT. That is the kind of performance you would like to see on your own pick. And Poland is finally on the board. It's 1-2. Oh my god, bro.
Yeah, that is absolutely right. Yeah,
Cool,
I
too
think
easy.
it was Vario on the side of Indonesia who also got an SS on Hidden. So, you know, this map is just very, very SS filled and kind of. Oh, really? Wait, who was the second one? Who was the first? Oh. Oh man. Oopsies. Yeah. Anyway. Canada instantly now going with the DT3 pick. Oh, I think this pick actually, now that Poland have won that free mod one, this pick strikes me as a little bit strange, I cannot lie. I think this map is again one of the easier maps in the pool, and I mean, you could say that Canada did very solidly win that DT1, which was also sort of one of the easier maps in the pool, the consistency map. So I think, maybe they're kind of considering that. But again, it is one of the easier maps in the pool. And if you find those combo breaks, then you are just not going to be able to get a good team score on this map. Quite any thoughts?
I mean, if you were just looking at the qualifier scores, you would think Canada is out of their mind picking this DT3.
Really?
Just
Why is
looking
that?
at their general seeding, considering we're seed 15 for DT3 during qualifiers.
Mhm.
But looking at the actual map itself, this is a map that is very, very different from DT3, where DT3 in qualifiers was something that was really, really difficult, and we were getting a bunch of 300Ks and 400Ks on that
Mhm.
map.
Mhm.
This is a map where the patterns become significantly easier, and
Mhm.
the general finger control and aim control that is required is a lot lower. So, I mean, Canada could be kind of betting on those like easier patterns.
Mhm.
And again, I mean, I think Harold did kind of underperform on those DTs during qualifiers.
Mhm.
So we could see a much better performance come out from Harold on the
Mhm.
side of Team Canada for
Mhm.
this pick.
Yeah, as you mentioned, this map is much more tame compared to like whatever DT3 we had in qualifiers. That map was kind of crazy. And yeah, this map is going to be quite comfortable for most of these players. The BPM is not very high at all, and we've mentioned that it is one of the easier maps in the pool. So we're gonna have to see how these players perform as we get into it right now. Um, and it looks
Yeah,
to be no.
yeah, and we don't see any early misses. Kurtuba does drop quite a bit of accuracy right off the bat, though. That accuracy is being somewhat matched by Isaac and Toro. Once again, we see some incredible accuracies from the side of Poland. Isaac does find that first miss, though. Same with Toro. It is now 2-4 FCs. The score lead is going to fly right over. And considering this is one of the shorter maps of the pool, those early misses are going to matter really, really much.
Absolutely. 2 bricks this early into this map, which is about like halfway now combo wise, is really not what you want to see from the side of Canada. We are going to need to see multiple bricks on the side of Poland, but we are getting into the hard section of the map right here. So maybe, but it's going to have to be very soon. And I don't know if there is enough time for Canada to claw this back unless Poland just absolutely collapses right now into this last section of the map.
Indeed, and the ease of this map is certainly showing through, as you've said, Will. Still holding on to the 4A FC from Poland is now 400k score lead with the last bit of the Ki left. If Poland does not find a miss right now, Canada is going to face a loss on their own pick.
Oh, and yeah, Poland's still holding absolutely strong with the 4-way going into the end of this map, and they do close it out with the 4-way FC, and that is just really unfortunate for the side of Canada. That is an incredible team score for Poland, and kind of just unfortunately finding those 2 combo breaks at the very start of the map. I mean, those are some crazy accuracies, but just unfortunately, the team score was just not enough to match Poland's 4-way dominance.
Yeah, what can you do about that 4.4 million team score? Poland finally able to take one back on break point. It is now 2-2, once again tied up.
And I mean,
We are
yeah,
about halfway through the entire match now, and I believe now is the second ban phase?
absolutely. Yeah, we do have 2 ban phases, so the teams now get to ban 1 map each, and I don't actually know what these teams will go for. Poland going with an instant hidden 2 ban. I think this is a little bit surprising, but I think given how the No Mod 5 earlier in this match turned out, maybe this isn't so surprising given how dominant Canada was on that gimmick map. And even though if you base like qualifier scores, the Hidden 2 is very, very close, although it is a very different type of Hidden 2. So, maybe not too shocking to see this from Poland. Meanwhile, on Canada's side, I mean, I don't actually know what they go for here. The pool, they still have all the no mods except for no mod 5. They have Hard Rock 1 and they have DT2. And I mean, I really don't know. Aquatic, any thoughts on what Canada might ban here?
Perhaps something like no mod 2, but no mod 4 does go out.
Ah, interesting.
I was thinking no mod 2 because of the DT3, just because of the tapping, but they are very different in terms of that tapping element. One is finger control, one is stamina. With
that is true.
no mod 4.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
I mean, I don't know. This map feels a bit weird to ban, but I don't know. Maybe kind of just aren't feeling super comfortable on it. And we do now see the no mod 1 pick come out from Poland. Poland are just really full sending the EMI here. They've picked DC1, free mod 1, and now sending out the no mod 1. And I think, again, this map is very similar to the 2 maps they've picked previously in this match. This no mod 1 is just a comfort and consistency test. It is comfortable in quite literally every way imaginable, sitting at just 193 BPM. Patterning is very, very simple, nothing weird to read at all compared to the free mod 1 even. And this again is just a test of consistency, which I guess if you consider how Poland did win the free mod 1 and the DT3, which were also both arguably consistency maps, this kind of makes sense, I think. They're banking on Canada finding those combo breaks while them being able to hold the combos. And for a map as simple as no mod 1, that is probably what's going to get you the point.
Indeed. And with the match being halfway through already, both teams on 2 points, any break points is going to be very, very significant for these teams now. At least we don't have to see any team have to crawl back from a break point from earlier in the match. But again, another no mod 1 consistency pick. As I said earlier, once you're into that mid-late stage of the match, these consistency picks become really, really nerve-wracking.
Absolutely, and I mean, yeah, nerves can also what throws you off a map like this, right? It is so simple, and you know that a lot of players in the lobby are going to be FCing, so if you find that break, or you're going to be very, very worried for your team. But yeah, we are going to be getting into this no mod 1 right now. Impulse by Allier, a very classic AIM song, I think. There's a set by, I think it's SkyTuner. That's ranked, which is pooled a lot in tournaments. But yeah, this is going to be sort of a similar, just consistency AIM map, but not really any tapping at all. Just pure AIM patterns for 3 minutes and 20 seconds.
Yeah, a true test of consistency here. 3 minutes of aim. This is a very different case compared to the likes of DT3, where it was only about 1 minute and 40. But given that this is no mod 1, any miss is still probably going to be incredibly important for both teams.
Yeah, it is going to look like Canada is going to take the early accuracy lead just because Propelli is on lower accuracy, but just as I say that, Kurtuba finds the first break for the side of Poland, and even though it is very early stages into the map, anything can happen. You just have to hope that players will find misses, and you can't always expect that to happen for a map as simple as no mod 1. So Canada is going to take that early score lead, just holding the foray still to 3 FCs for the side of Poland.
Yeah, and now it is up to Canada to see whether or not they can hold on to that combo advantage for long enough to deal a significant enough damage for Poland to not be able to come back from. and it is up to the Quad FC right now. The accuracies are very similar from all four players, just around the 98% range, while we see Propelli struggling a little bit on that accuracy department with a 96, and the others holding on to those mid 97s. That accuracy disadvantage and combo disadvantage for Poland is going to not do them any favors. They are going to need Canada to find a miss very soon. And here is the score leads. The scoreboards are shown. The nerves are kicking in. Kutuba has hit a :3 with the only miss on the board.
And 2/3 the way into the map, this is the part where you don't want to break at all. Like, finding a break here will most likely tip the score lead back over to Poland if Canada is the one to find the break. But they've seen the scoreboards, they know most of the players are now FCing, so the nerves are at an all-time high for all these players right now. It's just going to be see who finds a break into this last third of the map, and Kutuba is the one to find a break. I mean, it's not an FC, but it is still a break for the side of Poland.
Oh, but Isaac and Innes misses on the same pattern! The trade is here, but that is not what you want for Poland. There's 2 FCs to 3 now. It is still the same situation as before. We need to see another miss come out from Canada if Poland wants any chance of coming back, and 300k, 350k is nothing to scoff at on a map as long as this.
And I think it may be too little too late now. The score lead is climbing higher and higher, 400k now into the ending of the map, and I don't think there is just going to be enough time for Poland to close it out. They're still holding 2 FCs, unfortunately, but no match for Canada's 3-way FC by Kaidori, Harold, and Falba. And that is just a very, very solid breakpoint on this No Mod 1 here.
Once again, the Polish has taken a gamble and it has not worked out for them. It's a similar situation to DT1 where they went for that consistency pick right after the ban phases and it just did not work out that well for them. Canada once again taking the lead now with a breakpoint and their pick in hand. Are they going to be able to close this match to match point and securing themselves at the very, very minimum a tiebreaker? Or is Poland going to be able to crawl their way back with another breakpoint?
As you mentioned, Canada, after taking that breakpoint, now have their own pick to potentially bring this up to match point. And, you know, even then, the pool is looking very, very slim right now, though Canada still have their Hard Rock 2 Protect still open. And I think, you know, given how late is into the match, that is just probably what they send. And indeed, Harold typing out that Hard Rock 2. Poland, I mean, if you look at qualifier statistics, I think Canada are like quite noticeably more dominant on a Hard Rock compared to the Polish team. Although maybe not so on Hard Rock 2. There is only a noticeable gap for the Hard Rock 1. So maybe interesting to see them protecting the Hard Rock 2 over the Hard Rock 1. But, you know, anything.
I mean, you were saying about the Protect for Hard Rock 2 instead of Hard Rock 1. I think Hard Rock 1 being a more tapping-based skill set, given it is Rise of the Chaos Wizards, compared to the Qual's Hard Rock 1, which was just standard aim consistency, it is a very different skill set, and Canada is probably looking to, like, avoid that, like, more tapping-based picks for Protects at the very least. And something like Hard Rock 2, which it just precision aim, will be more in line with the skill sets that were shown in Hard Rock 1 back in qualifiers.
That is absolutely right. I mean, yeah, you did mention the Hard Rock 1 in qualifiers is like a low BPM standard aim map, and that is kind of what we get from this Hard Rock 2 in the round of 16 pool. It is just kind of a aim map, but with the added CS 6.5 element to like test the precision. And, you know, who knows? I think, given that they protected this, they're obviously feeling very strong in it, so hopefully Canada can secure this point and take us up to match point. But you never know. Poland have seemed to be doing quite well on the aim this match. I mean, they did lose the Nomad one and the DT one, but that Fremod one win for them just looked very solid. But we'll just have to wait and see.
Indeed. And the roster that is in is Quinty, Krituba, Tianling, and Itnus for the side of Poland, and Canada is Kadori, Harold, Isaac, and Felba.
Hopefully we should be getting to this Hard Rock 2 very, very shortly. I mean, even after this, though, what do Poland even go for? There really isn't much left in the pool. They've kind of run out of those IM maps. I mean, there's still Hard Rock 1, but even then, it's just... the pool is getting very small. But yeah, we're gonna be getting into this Hard Rock 2 right now.
Yep, here goes. Hard Rock 2. This is, if I remember this map correctly, it is like just like precision aim with like some grid patterns, if I
It is just sort of your standard like precision aim map on the CS 6.5, and again, like the DT3, it is a very short map. So if Canada are the ones to find combo breaks, then Poland could easily take this map. But Katuba is going to be the first one to find the break, like on that Nomad 1. Meanwhile, Canada is still holding the 4-way FC.
Not quite. Isaac has found a trade. The combo lead isn't that far to the side of Krituba, to the side of Poland, sorry. But it is up to that accuracy that is key for Poland right now. 99% from Tianling and 98 for Quinty and Itnus, but Itnus finds that extra miss. But it's traded by Kadori. Tianling does trade that back, though. It is now 2 FCs to 1. The combo lead is to the side of Canada now. The accuracy is not going to matter since combo is king. The score lead is going to fly back, but it is up to Felba and Harold to hold through these precision patterns.
The score lead is inching ever so slightly back towards the side of Canada. Isaac finds another break, but I think the accuracy on the side of Poland is just so dominant. You see Tianling up at 99% accuracy, Quinty up at 97, Katuba up at 98. Meanwhile, the accuracies on Canada are just not matching that, and that is just not causing the score lead to shift at all. Tianling finds a miss, so that is going to put the combo lead on the side of Canada, and it is actually
is that this going to do it? 50k score lead! The map is closing out, the combos are still there! Harold finds a miss! What are you doing? No!
Oh, I'm just into the ending of this map. Poland manages to clutch it out with the absolutely solid FC on Quinty there. It's just not matched by Falba, actually, but the accuracy difference was just... and yeah, you just notice the difference in accuracies. Polish players all sitting up at 97. Meanwhile, Falba and Isaac clearly not doing the best with accuracy. And Poland is going to take the breakpoint on Canada's Protect even. What a way to win a map. And that is going to bring us up to the last 2 picks of the map. And Poland is going to instantly pick that Nomad 2. Any thoughts, Aquatic?
I mean, hey, this Poland was incredibly strong on that Nomad 2, sorry. Back in qualifiers with a, I believe, C3 overall.
That is right, yeah. And yeah, this map, I mean, you can kind of say that it's quite similar to the Quals Nomad 2 in a sense, because this Nomad 2 is all about the flow. There is a sort of stamina element to it, but it's sitting all the way down at 160 BPM, so hopefully the stamina shouldn't be too much an issue for these players, and the main test is going to be your flow. I mean, it is a much lower BPM than qualifiers, so it is going to be maybe even lower BPM than some of these players are comfortable playing, but I think, given how big the score gap for that Quals Nomad 2 was, this kind of makes sense as a pick, I think. I think given that yeah, the score difference was just so big, and you can say they're quite similar maps. So this makes sense.
Yeah, and I do believe both teams have traded each other's protects on breakpoints. So I
That
do
is
just want to
true,
mention
actually.
that out. And honestly, Nomad 2 pick was a bit of a surprise to me because
Really?
from the way it looked back in qualifiers, I think Poland was doing pretty damn good on that Nomad 3, and I swear they would have gone for that rather than something like Nomad 2, which in my opinion would be something uh a bit more gambly for being,
Absolutely.
the point two match point.
Absolutely. But I mean, this, like, you can also look at like last week's number two, and like Canada do outscore Poland by quite a bit on that number two, but that is just a very different style of number two. That one was just testing your 200 BPM tapping ability. Meanwhile, this is just completely different, testing low BPM and your flow ability. So it'll be interesting to see like how these teams do on such a different style of number two.
Yeah, indeed. And here we go into this map. 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Not a particularly long one, but definitely not a short one either. This, it is gonna come down to who holds that combo. And Fulba with the early miss right on the first stream pattern of the map.
Ooh, and I mean this map does not ramp up until the sort of Kiais. This first section is very TM, so finding a break there is quite unexpected, I think. Maybe just nerves kicking in, given how close you are to a potential tiebreaker. And we see the sort of flowy streams coming in there. Canada actually managing to take the score lead, I believe, based on accuracy, just because Quenti is down there at only 89% accuracy, but still managing to hold the 4-way combo on the side of Poland. And it's just gonna see who can hold through these devilish, flowy stream cards.
But Kidori finds a miss! Oh, that is not what you like to see right at the middle of the map. Now it's 2 FCs to 4. Quinty with the 85% accuracy FC, but nonetheless, it is an FC.
And yeah, Poland holding the 4-8 into this last Ki of the map.
Lovely finds that miss!
Oh, and it is like the combos are almost even. You have 3 FC. Oh, and Kenty finds the break. That is going to be 2 FCs for the side of Poland to 2 FCs on the side of Canada, plus a very solid recovery combo from Falba, and that is going to tip the score lead back into this last section of the map. And this last section is just very not dense at all. So I think Canada have secured this point.
Wait, is there enough time for Poland to come back? It is now the Fulba and Magic Mirrors combos! 100k! I don't think there is enough time. There is not any density left in this map.
And just the absolutely solid, almost 99% FC from Magic Mirror, closing it out into this ending of the map. And Falba with, a very, very solid recovery combo, managing to recover very well from that early break in the first section of the map. And Canada managing to take it up to match point on Poland's pick, even taking a very solid break point. And now they have the so difficult choice of what to pick last. I mean, this situation is always incredibly scary if you're the team captain. And, I can't imagine what Harold is thinking right now, honestly. This pick, you can either end this match early or force your team to clench it out in an incredibly nervous battle on tiebreaker. So, this pick is arguably one of the most important of the match, and the pool is really, really slim right now. You have just the Nomad 3, the Hard Rock 1, and the DT2, and really, I think, given how much better Poland generally is on the tapping compared to Canada, I think the Nomad 3 is generally going to be. I think the Nomad 3 is the option to go here. Just because if you look at calls, even Poland seemed to be a lot more comfortable generally on tapping the skill sets compared to Canada. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see a Nomad 3 here. But any thoughts, Aquatic?
Yeah, you did mention that tapping weakness, well, disadvantage by Canada, just considering, but like just looking at the way this match has gone, the tapping picks have been pretty much all taken out by both teams, and it has been neck and neck every single time up until the very last bit of the map.
Absolutely, and we'll just have to wait and see. I mean, if they do want to
And
go...
there it is!
Ooh.
As you said, William, the Nomad 3 has came out. Neither,
yes.
it seems, Canada does not want to go for that gamble on those tapping picks.
And I mean, this Nomad 3, I think it was really just the best possible option out of what's left, but even then, I wouldn't say this pick is super favored towards any team in particular, just because, you know, both of them did very like similar scores on the quals Nomad 3, which I think is sort of quite similar in a sense. Just the reading element on this Nomad 3 is toned down quite a lot compared to the one in quals. So, you know, I think this map has the potential to be very, very close depending on who's able to combo through large sections on it. And, you know, if you're Canada, I think that's probably a lot better for you because you know you have that tiebreaker security if this map does not go well. But for Poland, you know you have to win this point, and maybe that will throw some people off some of the more trickier patterns in this map.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, Poland is now on their last footing as they are on match point against Canada's pick. So the nerves are going to certainly kick in. And I mean, I wouldn't count Poland out for this pick quite yet, because I do know they're quite strong on these control picks as well. But the nerves is going to be key for Poland. Canada can honestly just kind of relax and play their hearts out because they have that tiebreaker secured in their hands already. While Poland needs to crawl back that second breakpoint. This match has been honestly more breakpoints than actual like non-breakpoints, and this is and I think it just shows how close these two teams are in terms of skill.
And yeah, as you mentioned, the nerves, I think, are going to play a huge role in this Nomad 3. I mean, this Nomad 3 is sort of like a mixed flowy, ulti, snappy Nomad 3, sorry. You have like a lot of like individual flow patterns which then snap onto other like sliders, if I remember correctly. And you know, if you're nervous, you can easily find a break on any of these patterns. It is like a Nomad 3 after all. And we do see the good luck have funs coming out, so we are going to be getting into this Nomad 3 right now. Sakai, a custom map by Nomu Nomu, shoutouts to her, and also custom background by Perry Kurilla, also huge shoutouts to her. But yeah, it's just gonna be who can control their nerves through this Nomad 3.
Harry Art from Katori paying their respects.
So true.
But yeah, I think I do need to mention something about this map though. This is a 3-minute and 30-second map. It is incredibly long and incredibly mentally demanding because you need to stay focused on these patterns, or else one tiny control pattern could easily catch you off guard, just like that with Isaac and Fulba finding those early misses once again.
And that is going to give Poland the very early score advantage 4 FCs to 2 right now. But yeah, as you mentioned, this map is incredibly long, and I think it's just going to come down to who can hold through these KIs, which we're going to approach the first one now, and you'll see the flowy patterns, and we do see a miss on one of those FCs for Innis. It's traded by Falva, but that is not one of the FCs. So the score lead is still going to remain very, very close, but it is inching towards the side of Poland right now, just because of those 3 FCs to 2.
Yeah, I mean, Isaac building up their recovery combo, but it is not going to work out quite as well as they would hope against the 3-way FC that is on the side of Poland. The break is here. They see each other's combos, and they know, all of these players know what they need to do from now on. 2/3 of the map left.
That score difference is only 60k, so even a single break is going to impact the score difference by a lot, and we just have to hope that these players don't start getting nerves into the slow section. This is sort of a free combo section as you prepare for the next KI, where you get to see some of those harder patterns again with the flow. But it seems all these players are holding strong. Isaac building up the strong recovery combo, and it is a combo lead for the side of Canada actually, even though Poland is still holding that 3A. But we are going to be getting into this next KI here, so let's see what happens.
Oh, but Isaac finds that miss, traded right back by Itness. But that is not what you like to see. Isaac was holding on to the biggest recovery combo on the side of Team Canada, and the score lead is going to fly over to 100k for Team Poland. Kasabe finds the crucial miss that Canada needs. Harold and Keidori, the bastions of score that is Team Canada's carries right here, are holding on. The accuracies are insane from the top scorers in this lobby. Probably finds another miss, and now it is just on Cuba whether or not they can last for Canada to find those misses. But the story has been turned on its head. It is now Canada's turn to be in the driver's seat. Harold and Keidori, as well as Falva, not anymore, but that is not the combo that you would want to see being missed if you're supporting Poland. The score lead is flying over 270,000 score, nearing the end of this map. And I think this is an incredible performance by Keidori and Harold on this match point. And we are not going to see tiebreaker, ladies and gentlemen.
That is so unfortunate. It was so close, but unfortunately Poland were the one to find the breaks, and Harold and Keidori just able to hold through. Harold finding the break at the very end, but that is a very, very solid lead from the side of Canada, and going to clutch out this match. An absolutely nail-biting match, like back and forth breakpoints all the way, but Canada finally managing to win their own pick to close out the match. What an incredible match, Aquatic. I mean, I don't even know what to say.
Indeed. Don't let the lower seeding fool you. This match was incredibly neck and neck, and these two teams could have honestly seeded either way, and this is just an absolutely incredible performance from Team Canada, and again, a very incredibly strong performance from Poland as well, taking that protect on HR2 with the pressure being as high as it was. Very well played to everybody who has participated in this match.
Yeah, and Poland are unfortunately going to drop down to the losers bracket, going to face Japan in their first quarterfinals match. Meanwhile, Canada are going to advance in the winners bracket against the nuclear bomb that is Team Philippines. Unfortunately, we'll have to see how that one goes, but they were able to clutch out the upset on Poland, so huge congratulations to Team Canada, and I'm excited to see how they perform against the Philippines next week. But yeah, as it stands, I do believe we will not be seeing any sort of tiebreaker showcase. So I do think we will be closing out this stream to a very, very intense match. So, Aquatic, any last words?
Yeah, kill! Anyways, thanks for watching, everybody. Go tune in to our next match in Project Hexagon 2. I believe it is going to be I can't read.
Colombia versus Lithuania, or as the
Ooh.
streamers put it, Meow versus Woof. But yeah, that should be a quite interesting match. So, but we will be closing out the stream now. Aquatic, it's been a pleasure to cast with you.
Same here, Will Lam, and we'll see everybody next time.